So she's going to share screen. Is she a host, Jason? Okay.
Yes, you should be able to.
All right, Gabriella, just introduce yourself and then you can start.
All right, hello everyone. I see some familiar faces. My name is Gabby. I'm a student at UNH. I'm doing my dietetic
She's the one who
internship,
spoke the last time.
Yeah.
so I can become a registered dietitian. I also live in Trumbull, Connecticut. So I'm really happy to be here again and show you a interesting presentation I have here on the importance of hydration. And so I can share my screen. Okay, everybody see my screen? Okay. Okay. All right, so before I get started, down here. All right, so before I get started, I just want to ask everybody a couple questions to see where everybody stands on the topic. So just curious, like, does anybody drink at least 8 cups of water a day? Yeah, good job. Good. Does anybody know what color your urine should be?
Yes,
Pale.
almost white,
Yes.
almost clear.
Pale yellow, yeah. Does anybody?
First thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, anyway.
Yes, that's good. Yep. And does anybody know like what the best indicator of dehydration is?
Can have
Having to go
confusion.
having to go to the bathroom all the time.
Okay.
No, you
Is
get
there another
cramps in-
one?
Yeah, you get cramps
Confusion.
in your legs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's an yep. So it's okay. Like as we go to the presentation, you'll
Dizziness.
yeah, that's another. And can anybody tell me what what's a healthy drink?
Water,
Besides
Water.
Yeah, correct. And what about
ginger,
yeah, yeah.
ginger and turmeric.
Okay, yeah, that's a good too. And what about like an unhealthy drink?
soda.
Soda,
Mm-hmm.
juice isn't the best for you.
No, it's not.
Lots of
Like-
sugar.
Yeah, in moderation. Mhm.
Um,
All right. So at the end of this presentation, you'll be able to also like know the answers of all these questions. All right. So let's go ahead and move. All right. So just starting with the definition of hydration. So basically, it's to provide somebody or something with water in order to maintain or restore fluid balance. And why do we need water? So, of course, water is essential for life, and it helps your body to regulate your temperature. It lubricates your joints, and it protects your spinal cord and other tissues, and it gets rid of waste through urination, perspiration, and bowel movement. All right, and here are some other benefits of water. So, like here, it forms saliva. Also reduces the burden of your kidneys and liver by flushing out waste products. It allows your cells to grow, reproduce, and survive. It carries nutrients and oxygens to the cells. It prevents constipation, and also is needed by the brain to manufacture like hormones and neurotransmitters. And obviously, water is a major component of most body parts. Okay, so what ways do we lose water? So obviously through sweating, through urine, and also respiration. Okay, so
Gabriella, we're not seeing your slides moving. We just see
Oh.
the first slide.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hit stop share and then go back into your PowerPoint.
No, now we see it.
Now you see it?
Yep, that looks good.
We're seeing a slide that says sweating is a very effective way to evaporate body heat.
So
Okay.
sweating is a very effective way to evaporate body heat rapidly during exercise. So sweat is essential during the intensive or prolonged exercise when heat production is high. So this is why it's important to hydrate yourself at least every 10 to 20 minutes during exercise, especially if it's vigorous. So, cardio, things that really get the heat production going. So. All right. So Now moving on to dehydration. So dehydration can be caused by the loss of too much fluid from the body. It happens when you're losing more fluids than you're taking in. So your body essentially does not have enough fluids to work properly. And this not only results in adverse physical and mental performance, but it can also increase the risk of injuries and affect your health. So what are some symptoms of dehydration? So here are some a few. So like fatigue, headache, dizziness, confusion, nausea, dry cough, decreased appetite, dry mouth, constipation, less frequent urination, and someone said that too, your dark color urine, and feeling thirsty. Feeling thirsty is the best indicator for dehydration. So don't wait until you're feeling thirsty, extreme thirst, because at that point, you're pretty much very dehydrated. It's like a way of your body screaming to you, like, I need water now. All right. So, and there are also some like serious complications to dehydration. For example, like heat injury. If you don't drink enough fluids when you're exercising vigorously or any type of exercise and perspiring heavily, you may end up with heat injury and ranging in severely from heat cramps to heat exhaustion, or potentially like life-threatening, which heat stroke. And also urinary and kidney problems, like urinary tract infections, can be caused by prolonged dehydration. Kidney stones and even kidney failure can also be complications of dehydration. And then seizures, because electrolytes such as potassium and sodium, which we talked about last week, helps carry electrical signals from cell to cell. So if your electrolytes are out of balance, the hormones, the normal electrical messages can become mixed, which can lead to involuntary muscle contractions and sometimes to a loss of consciousness.
I have a question. What's on your lab report? What's the electrolytes called?
The electrolytes and that can be like sodium, potassium, like those
Sodium and potassium are the electrolytes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then low blood volume shock or hypovolemic shock. This is one of the most serious and sometimes life-threatening complications of dehydration. It occurs when low blood volume causes a drop in blood pressure and a drop in the amount of oxygen in your body. All right. So now one important question that people usually tend to ask is like, how much should I drink? Experts say there's different guidelines, but the bottom line is hydration really depends on your size and weight. It's very individualized. And also like depending on your health conditions. If you have kidney disease, for example, you may need less than the average person can consume. So some, say drink a glasses of water a day, which we all know. Some say like divide your weight in pounds by 2, and that's how many ounces a day you can have. Or, there's others say that 2.7 liters a day for female or 3.7 liters a day for male. So really, I feel like the best indicator would be looking at your urine. So it's be a good indicator to tell you if you're drinking enough. And look at your urine see if it's a pale yellow. And it's the best way to determine if you're hydrated enough. So here's a little chart. So here, it's very dehydrated at the bottom, then dehydrated, somewhat dehydrated, and right here the pale yellow, it's well hydrated. So just keep drinking, just water throughout the day to keep it that way. All right. So I've heard this question many times before. So should I worry about drinking too much water? So this is rarely like a problem, drinking too much water. Usually it's athletes who occasionally may drink too much water in an attempt to prevent dehydration during long or intense exercise. And the possible outcome is hyponatremia, which when you drink too much water, your kidneys can get rid of the excess water. So the sodium content in your blood becomes very diluted. And this is called hyponatremia. And it can be life-threatening, but like I said, this is rarely occurring. You probably have to drink like way more, like more than 1 liter of water for every hour. which is-
Wait. What's a meter? What's a liter? You know, we don't talk liters.
um,
A quart,
yeah, so a
A
liter,
liter is a quart?
liters, a quart.
All right.
Yeah, but if you have congestive heart failure, your doctor has also told you, you know, what you may be on a restricted fluid intake.
Mhm.
that's like over like 4 cups of water every hour, which is a lot. All right, now moving on to healthy drink options or the drinks that you should prioritize. Starting with water, right? I heard people say like water. Yes, water is a number 1 healthy drink. Also sparkling water, seltzer. You know, if you're craving that like sizzly from soda, some flavored water. You can add fruit to your water. Coffee and tea, and low fat and fat-free milk. You know, fortified like other plant-based fortified milks like soy or salmon. 100% fruit juice and vegetable contains nutrients such as calcium, potassium, vitamin D. But these drinks should be definitely enjoyed within like very like limited amounts. And also like the moderate like caffeine consumption can be part of a healthy diet. No more than like 3 cups maybe like of just plain coffee. And then also like fruits and vegetables, like fruits like cantaloupes or watermelon, and like some vegetables that have natural like water in them, like cucumbers, celery, or lettuce. You can add those into your salads or foods. All right, what about the other drinks, like sugary drinks, right? So sodas, it includes sodas, fruit drinks, like sports drinks, energy drinks, like those like sweetened waters, sweetened coffee, and some other like teas that have like way too much sweeteners and added sugars in them. Contain like calories and little nutritional value. Um, and alcoholic drinks, of course. If you choose to drink alcohol, do so in moderation, because like alcohol, it's like has the most dehydrating effect of all these. Um, drinks with sugar substitutes, drinks that are labeled like sugar free or diet, or may contain like a high intensity sweetener such as sucralose, aspartame, or saccharin. And according to like the dietary guidelines for Americans, like replacing added sugars with high intensity sweeteners may reduce like calorie intake in the short term, but I mean, there's some questions about the effectiveness in the long term weight management. So, so yeah, so maybe like try not to consume too much of those. And sports drinks, which are flavored beverages that contain like carbohydrates, minerals, electrolytes, and some vitamins. Usually, athletes tend to drink these when they perform like vigorous exercises. But the average person should drink water, not sports drinks, to rehydrate. All right, and some tips to just like uptake your water intake. So like I always carry a bottle of water with you and just like refilling it throughout the day. I also like freezing some cold water. I know there's some like water bottles now that keep your water cold throughout the day, which can be refreshing now that the summer is coming. And then you can take with you ice cold water all day long. Also, choose water over sugary drinks when eating out too. So you'll save money and reduce your calories. So drinking water between or with meals or after meals, and also adding some like maybe some lime, lemon, or fruit to your water can help improve the taste, and maybe add some nutrients in there too. So helps you drink water more than you usually do. So remember to keep a bottle or a glass of water close by to keep the thirst away. All right, so some references. I mean, now I'm just gonna go through some like quick questions, just to test some knowledge here. Does anybody remember what, like, maybe 2 benefits of like drinking water?
And do we mention it's good for the brain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And
Good
then,
for your kidneys.
right? Yeah, good. It can also help with constipation. So
Your complexion.
Yeah.
that too makes you.
Yes.
And what
Oh,
ways
d-
do we lose water?
Respiration.
Yes.
Respiration.
Yep. Breathing, perspiration.
Breathing, yes, I say respiration.
Yes.
Urination.
And sweating.
Right.
All right. And what are like 2 symptoms of dehydration?
Thirst,
Yes.
extreme thirst.
Yes. Correct.
Color of urine.
Yeah.
Nausea.
Nausea. Yes.
Brain fog, dizziness.
Yeah.
Weakness.
You can have a lot of thirst if you drink something, if you eat something salty like bacon or ham.
Right. Yep. Correct. That's
You know, I have one concern about drinking a lot of water, and I do drink a lot of water. Does it affect your teeth?
your teeth.
Like too much water, your cavity gives you cavities. What's the story on that?
No.
Do you have any knowledge of that?
No.
I think that's cold water.
Cold water sometimes can be too like, yeah, if you have sensitive teeth, sometimes that can cause a little.
I'm not
trouble.
talking about sensitivity. I'm talking about causing cavities.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Not pure water. If you're drinking juice, maybe.
Yeah, no, but water's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've had a glass of juice in 25 years.
I take juice and I put like a quarter of the glass of juice and the rest is seltzer water.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, if you're
good.
gonna have juice at all, right.
If I'm gonna have juice, it's like a quarter of the cup glass is juice, 100% juice, and then it's seltzer.
Yeah. Well, I do that with ginger. I get this ginger drink at Trader Joe's. And I make a ginger drink and put seltzer water with it, also a ginger tea. Because I drink to ginger. Because I like ginger, and I even like ginger ale. I don't drink
I
that
love
very
ginger
often.
too, yeah.
I like ginger.
Yeah.
In
I like
fact, I'm even doing my own ginger now. You know the what do you call that stuff you get with sushi? That pickled ginger?
yeah.
Yeah, well, why don't you
Yeah.
get the ginger?
I
Virginia-
found that I got the ginger at Trader Joe's. I put it on my microplane. I'm thin, very sliced, thin, and you put vinegar, salt, and sugar. And I'll tell you, it tastes exactly the same, and you'll love it.
Yeah.
You- Virginia, you can also keep the ginger root in your freezer. It lasts longer.
Yeah, I know, but I never seem to want to use it after that.
So what do you know about Pedialyte? And now Pedialyte's got a product out for
For
adults.
adults.
Well, I don't know. I never took it. I bought it before I had the COVID vaccine because I heard that that's what you were supposed to drink. So I went and bought 2 big bottles at Costco. Never opened them, so I brought them back. Well, they were like $12 for 2 bottles of
Yeah.
liquid.
Yeah. The athletes were starting to take Pedialyte instead of drinking Gatorade or those kind of products. But I don't know, my husband was very sick. We did the Pedialyte for him.
A lot of times people vomit, they can't keep down water, they
Yes.
keep down the Pedialyte and get the electrolyte.
And get some fluids.
Right.
Yeah, if you're throwing up, straight water is really tough to
It
tolerate.
is very hard.
Yeah, it's better to have something with a little sugar in it. Seems the water absorbs better, and plus you're losing electrolytes. So,
Right.
yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Have any other questions?
So when you have a fever, what is it? Starve something about the cold and the fever.
Starve a cold and feed a fever. I never remember which it is.
I don't
know.
Starve a cold.
You
feed
starve a fever,
or-
you feed a cold and starve a fever.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
know why that is, but I think when you have a fever, you need more water.
right. right?
What I do with the fever is I run for my vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams. And I take it right away.
Well, zinc is.
No
matter
really
what I
the-
have.
Just pee it out then. The excess you just pee out.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't care. It makes me feel better that I did the right thing.
Which penicillin? Chicken soup.
Chicken
Yeah,
soup.
chicken
yeah,
soup,
Chicken
right?
soup.
yeah.
I always have chicken broth in my freezer.
I think they
Homemade.
they do think that the garlic that's in the chicken soup
That's what I'm doing now. I'm getting it ready. I
actually
took a whole-
is
Yeah.
a healing. I mean, I know people, especially in the Jewish community, it's always, they had a lot of
Oh,
garlic.
yeah, I'm
in their
running to Gold's. Every time we don't feel well, go to Gold's.
bowls. But,
I've found
there may be some validity in that because I think the garlic they think is medicinal.
I'm making chicken. I'm getting ready for chicken soup I'm gonna make tomorrow.
Yes.
And look, I'm getting these big carrots.
Yeah.
And I just took a whole whole thing of garlic, a bulb of garlic, and I cleaned it. I'm gonna throw the whole thing in the soup.
That's what they.
Can I read the adage, Holly? The old adage of feed a cold, starve a fever started centuries ago when it was believed that colds were brought about by a drop in body temperature. Albert Ahn, a clinical instructor of internal medicine at NYU, tells Health the idea was that eating more could help raise the body's temperature and thus kick the cold. The starve a fever recommendation likely arose from the belief that eating food activated the gastrointestinal system and raised the body temperature, thus negatively impacting the body if it was already suffering from a fever.
Interesting. Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
Usually when you have a fever, you don't have an appetite, so.
Right.
At least
That's true. It's just natural, right?
yeah, so. Yep. But I think that one thing about hydration that we don't realize is that you can get, and Wendy said this, that you can be disoriented and confused, and,
Right.
and it could be that it's just dehydration, and maybe it's not old age, you're just not drinking enough fluids.
And
You're
as you
right,
get
Holly.
older-
Some people, they find that when they're acting funny like that, they give them water. They come back to life better. Just exactly what you said. I forgot about that, but I've heard of that.
Yes.
I've known of people that it happened to.
Yep.
Yes, Julene, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, as you get older, you lose your sense of thirst too. Older people don't get thirsty as younger people do.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to drink it because we're thirsty. We're just supposed to drink it.
Right, but it's hard. It's hard when somebody is, but I'm not thirsty, especially if they're confused. It's take a break.
difficult. Yeah,
Hard to
you're
make
right.
break.
Sometimes they confuse hunger with thirst
Right,
Right.
right.
because you're really thirsty, but you'd rather have something to chew.
Mm. Well, that's me all day long.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's me.
All right. Well, Gabby, do you have anything else to share with us?
That's it. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
coming,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, Gabriella. Thank you.
Thank you.